This might sound controversial. It just the blades like that. But you would like to clean up that cut nice and flush and even concave into it. Means it goes into the trunk a little bit. I have this little pair which fits onto your ring finger. So instead of us using our hand and try to shape something, we have no control. We have not a lot of control over how much force we put into it. It has a very, very firm grip. But all these are the basic, simple tools that you need if you want to make it easier and make it more fun to work on your trees. Okay.
So from a beginner's perspective, Tien, what tools do you recommend that a beginner should have?
Okay. This might sound controversial. You actually don't need bonsai tools to do bonsai. You don't need them. You actually don't need them until you need them. Okay. So often when you come and buy a tree from me, I would never try to sell you a tool because often they are more expensive than the trees that you just bought.
I think it's the Heron's guy on YouTube.
Peter Chan, yes.
Yeah, he just uses secateurs.
When I'm doing general pruning around the nursery, that's all I carry with me. That's normal secateurs, that's pretty good. All right, but when you're sitting there with a tree, those specialty tools do make it easier for you to work on your trees. So often I will say you need them in this order. You need a pair of scissors with a fine pointy tip. Actually, we're cutting with the tip only. We do not use the rest of the blades at all. So often we will have a rubber mat near where we work, because if you do drop it, all right, you do not want the tips to hit the concrete floor, and then once you lose the tip, that's useless. All right, so you need to be very careful with this. So that's why we have those set up. So you need this to do majority of your pruning, all right, or the fine pruning. You do need to learn how to keep them sharp and keep them rust free. So often what we do here, you don't need to buy anything fancy. Steel wools from hardware store and a bottle of metal. So often what we do is, if the blades become a bit stuck, I suppose is a word, because with all the sap coming from the trees and the pine trees that we prune, we just spray a bit of metal onto the blade, and then we just use a steel wool to clean. Yep, clean the blade. And then often what I do is around the blade, not the flat side, the sloping side. I just run the blade like that, just to get the burr into the blade, and I just push the two blades close. Yeah, and this is good as new. Okay, so I'll do that every so often. I'll say every second week, depending on the usage, obviously, of the blade. But yeah, whenever it feels a bit sticky, and I'll do that to clean the blade. But if you maintain them properly, they should last you for years and years. And then you need a pair of branch cutters to cut all the big branches.
Hi everyone, it's Matt here. Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to add a couple of things about the branch cutters that Tien didn't cover when we were filming. When you're using a branch cutter, it's a good idea to just make sure you line up the straight edge with where you want the cut to happen. So if the trunk is that way and you want the straight cut going here, then you've got to line up the straight edge of the branch cutter there and cut off that way, and that way you get a nice straight cut. But if you for some reason happen to cut it this way, again the trunk is that way, you get sort of like a convex type cut, which is not something that you really want. So just bear that in mind. Also wanted to add as well that it's not a good idea to use WD-40 or any of those machine oil type things to lubricate your tools. It's better to use camellia oil, which I don't actually have any of, but that's what is recommended throughout the bonsai community. So camellia oil, not vegetable oil or olive oil, because they can go rancid and they end up staining your tools. So just bear that in mind as well. And one essential thing that I found that I've needed as a beginner especially is having a turntable. The first one I bought was pretty small because all my plants are pretty small. If I had my time again, I'd probably buy a lot bigger one just to accommodate larger trees as you get them in larger pots. But really good handy tool to have, just so that you can spin the tree around and look at it from all angles. That way you're not scratching your surface or whatever. And it's just a really good way of getting a good look at your tree. So there you go, back to Tien.
As far as pruning, there's another pair of tools that you can have, which is this knob cutter. A knob cutter is when you made a cut, but you would like to clean up that cut nice and flush and even concave into it. Means it goes into the trunk a little bit. So you use the concave cutter to refine the cut. Okay, let's say I just made a cut there with a branch cutter, so we can use a concave cutter to go in. So that by the time the trunk or the bark callus over, you'll be nice and smooth. All right, so we use a concave cutter to just smooth it out. All right, so it becomes quite helpful to have this, just to clean up the cuts a little bit. All right, so that's why I favor the smaller pair, not a big pair, the smaller pair that will allow me to do all the jobs. So these three for your pruning. Now we do a lot of wiring. I personally, I have 4 pairs of wire cutters. So this one here, you can cut every size with this, thin one, big one. So I use this to cut big wires, big gauge wire. Then you have these two, which is like a scissors, but this can cut up to about 4 mil. So it's this one. Now the longer handle allows you to cut thicker wire, but also you can go in there right up to the branch without damaging all the branches around it. You can go in there and cut all the wire off. All right, so these two are pretty handy. I have this little pair, which fits onto your ring finger. So this is when I switch to this when I'm doing fine wiring. If I'm wiring with thin wire, I can make a cut. Without dropping it down, I can then apply the wire to the tree, and when I'm done, I can cut it off. So this becomes very seamless when you want to apply fine wiring to the rest of the tree. All right, so I have all those 4. But if you're starting out, one of those will do. One of those that can cut every size. So there's a wire cutters. So you have these two, a pair of shears, branch cutter, wire cutter. You also need a pair of pliers. Now, pliers you do not need, like again, a specialty tool like this. If you go to Bunnings, go to the hardware store, any plier will be fine. As long as, again, fine tip, nice grip, so you can grip onto something. So we use this a lot when we are wiring trees. A lot of times to help us move the branch, we will use pliers to grab the wire. You can see how we can use the pliers to do the shaping. So instead of us using our hand and try to shape something, we have no control. We have not a lot of control over how much force we put into. But with wire, we can do a lot of things just grabbing the wire. So with pliers, we can grab the wire like that. Okay, so that's how we can use it. And also when we need to twist and turn a branch, pliers help us to do that too. So I can grab the wire like this. I can twist it. I can turn this. Okay, so it becomes very, very handy when we want to be very, very detailed with our work. Pliers becomes a very essential tool. So for me, I will purchase them if you need them in this order. Pair of shears first, then if you need to, branch cutter, pair of wire cutters, a pair of pliers. And this is also essential, a hook, what we use to tease out the roots. I favor this one over anything with 2 or 3 hooks at the end. Because with this, when you're teasing out roots, you have perfect control over what you're teasing out in between the roots, and you can tease them out. Where you have 2 or 3, you are ripping more so than teasing out the roots. So I do favor this here, and it's pretty hard wearing, and then I've had it for years and still here. All right, so that's what I'll go for. So if you need any tools, these are what you need to begin with. But again, like I said, you need them when you need them. Okay, you are starting out with a tree, don't go out and buy tools just yet. You need them when the time comes. Often you can just go to your local suppliers and ask them, well, what tools do I need to do this job? Okay, so often if you can buy big toolkit with 15, 20 piece sets, I would recommend against buying that, because there are a lot of things in there that you actually don't need at all. And some of them are really not well made and not of the highest quality. You'll probably not use them at all, or use them once or twice. So only buy them when you need them. So that would be my recommendation with the tools. But again, to enjoy bonsai, you don't need them. But they do make it easier for you as far as shaping and growing a tree.
It's always fun to collect all the tools, but
yeah,
only if you're going to use them, I suppose.
Yeah, if you really only use them once or twice a year, a normal pair of secateurs will be fine. Tweezers are handy too. Obviously, we are working on very, very small trees, so sometimes our fingers are just too big to do anything else. Now, this is a specialty tweezers. You can see the ends are made in such a way that it has a very, very firm grip. So this is what we use if we need to pluck the needles off the pine trees. Okay, so you can see it grabs easy. Sometimes the grip, the tweezers might not have enough grip in them to pull the needles out. All right, so this is what we use.
I actually use mine on weeding.
Yeah. All right, so again, that nice little tight grip makes it easier to pull anything out. And yeah, as far as chopstick is concerned, I use it only to work the soil into the roots, because in sorting out, this is what I use. Okay, the hook allows me to sort it out, and this is only to work it in, and then to work the soil into the roots. Okay, so all these are handy tools. A good set will set you back a few $100s. So usually I say, buy them when you need them. And often you will need 2 sets if you like. Because the first set you buy, you go for the cheaper one to begin with. And then you can then keep that set for when you're working on the roots. Okay, because on the roots, you'll be cutting roots. You might be cutting a rock, cutting something else. You do not want to blunt your blade. So often afterwards, I'll have a set for trimming the roots. I'll have a set for working on trees. Okay, so yeah, but all these are the basic, simple tools that you need if you want to make it easier and make it more fun to work on your trees. Okay.